All right. What is the motivation for cops? We're going to have to define cops. Because cops are not police officers. Cops are not troopers. Cops are not bumper chasers or traffic Nazis. Cops don't write tickets for tall fucking weeds. Cops like catching bad guys. Cops actually worry about the community. And they help maintain the peace. That's what cops do. If you know a cop, ask him if there's a difference. If he says there isn't, he's probably a fucking trooper. But an honest trooper will tell you there is a difference. Had a little Guinness today. Skull. It is so good. Alright. So Vanna's been bugging me. And the wife's been bugging me. Which is okay. They're awesome. I'm lucky to have them in my life. And we're talking. We're going over an old topic, trying to figure it out. You know why you have the same conversation with somebody over and over and over again? Because you haven't figured out how to communicate with the other person yet. So it takes a little practice. So Vanna, skinny Vanna here, is talking. And when I said, try to clarify what the motivation level is and how overwhelming it is for a cop, is catching bad guys is better than sex. Nothing compares to it. Fucking nothing. Any goddamn fucking cunt can have sex. Big fat slob over there who stinks. He's had sex. This skinny jeans, man bun wearing goofball who thinks masculinity is toxic. He's had sex. Fucking bugs have sex. Dogs have sex. It's no big fucking deal. They all have sex. Whoop did he fucking do that? Alright? Cops are not, and there are men, and there are fucking guys with badges on their chests that are completely motivated by that. And it generally ruins their career and or their personal life. I got stories about that. But they could catch the bad guy is infinitely better than sex. Infinitely. Infinitely. No set of tits, no pretty woman compares at all in any way, shape, or form compared to getting the bad guy. If you know a cop, ask him if he had the pleasure of actually catching a rapist right after the fact. It is rare. It's one of the coolest things you can ever do. I've been fortunate enough to do it. It was glorious. The worst part about it is I wasn't in a scenario where I could literally cave his fucking skull in. Because that would have just made it better. That's all you want to do. Get the bad guy. Make the world a better place. Bring a little balance to the universe. That's it. That is it. it's gotten complicated. There's this big disconnect on what the police are, especially under the last presidential administration, where we labeled a new bad guy. Those guys wearing the badges, they're the bad guys. Well, the legislators, your politicians, are the one who pass all those stupid fucking laws. All right? You could be a very, very successful police officer and be horrible at your job. Just write a shitload of traffic tickets to good citizens. Hang out at bars and write guys DWIs who barely blow over the limit, who are driving just fine. You can do that all day, every day, and write seatbelt tickets to CDL drivers on a construction site moving loads 20 yards. I've seen it. I've seen troopers do this shit. All right? You can do all that, and you're just following policy. You're enforcing the law. You can do that, but you're not a cop. You're not a cop. You're not risking your own safety to help other people, to help the community, to fix a problem in the neighborhood. You're not doing nothing. You're just being a jackass. And you have the authority of the state to do that behind you. But that's not being a cop. That's douchebaggery. That's for the guys who are insecure and they're trying to secure their own ego. It's totally different. Totally different. Here, I got a couple badges on my desk that I've worn over my years when I was a cop. This is one of them. Okay? When they pushed the first star on a man's chest in the North American continent to maintain the peace, was it to write soccer moms tickets? Was it to bully the good people in the community? Or was it to help maintain the peace? Was it to make the community a better place? Which means he had to have integrity. He had to have discretion. He had to enforce the spirit of the law and not the letter of the law. But he could use the letter of the law to get the bad guy to fix the problem. You have to be flexible as a cop. The whole point is to get the bad guy, the problem maker, the chaos creator in the community. Doing that is the greatest thing ever. It's the greatest thing ever. It's awesome. But cops aren't allowed to do that. So Amanda listened to me, and she wrote down some stuff, and it's all good. I think I covered a lot of it already. Every idiot can have sex, yeah. So there you go. Discount sex. Sex is nothing in comparison to catching bad guys for a cop. That is it. That is the greatest thing ever. Make the world a little safer, stable. Using the law for its purpose. We're going to spirit of the law versus letter of the law. That also ties in a little bit to the other video in my past videos. There's between law, policy, and that one. It's a good one. Rules. You're helping maintain the fabric of your society. Your society doesn't exist without a lot of struggle. And when it but to maintain it, it has to be enforced. And if you have a free society, then people are allowed to do pretty much whatever the fuck they want to do as long as they're not fucking with other people. That is the whole point of Americanism, by the way, even though both the Republicans and the Democrats have forgotten that on multiple occasions throughout my entire lifetime. But they start to remember it. They start to remember it here and there. It's the cop's job to always remember it. Maintaining the Society and the children. Children are huge. Hurt a kid around a cop. Good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. You're worse off if you did it in front of my 2 pit bulls. Because they won't be happy about it, but a cop will rip you apart. Worse than my dogs. They're going to be frustrated. Cops are super duper frustrated. So it's 2020 right now, and cops are frustrated. Crazy frustrated. Some of it's justified. It's all justified. But some of it has been subversive. 100% subversive for their job and who they are as individuals, maintaining an important position in the world. I mean, you have whole groups of people just trying to put them in prison to pump up their own political agenda or their career. It happens. It happens. All right? So what's your motivation as a fucking cop to stick your neck out anymore? You can do everything right and still be persecuted. That's brutal. That's worse than tying a good swimmer's arms behind his back and kicking him into the fucking ocean. Because he can still, if he's good, still swim a little bit and stay afloat. I don't know how a cop's going to do its thing. Some of it is technology's changing, and that's fair, and you got to adjust accordingly. Then they can do that. But the culture's changed too much, and they've been labeled the bad guy. Okay? Cops have always been frustrated with this one. People, they get frustrated with the inability to help those who will not help themselves. A classic, the most classic example is the rape victim. Whether it be a male or a female, they don't call the cops. They know who did it. They won't say nothing. And this is a real, I mean, it's one of the most egregious crimes there is. One of the most egregious crimes. Every once in a while, the victim actively works with the police and they can get the fucking shithead and smash him. There is nothing greater in the world for a cop than to be able to help that person. Nothing better. Waiting weeks is extremely frustrating for the cops trying to do the right thing. Because they know the defense attorney, they've got to look at it from the defense attorney's point of view. Well, why'd they wait 2 weeks? This is probably bullshit. And cops also know that the victims, 90% of the time, are fucking lying to them as well. Trust me on this. I didn't even think it was possible until I became a cop, and I was shocked. I, in my lifetime, would have never believed that a young woman would accuse another person of rape. Rape! One of the worst things imaginable. And it not be true. But I've seen it. And the whole reason in my personal time when I saw it is because she was cheating on her fucking fiance. She got caught by her mom, who found out about it. Instead of telling her mom the truth that she was running around on her fiance, she was like, I was raped. Well, then her mom, being a good citizen, said, you need to report this to the police. So she did, but she didn't want to make a report. She just wanted to make note of it, but she didn't want anything to happen about it. And it took me hours to dig through her lies to figure out she was just running around on her boyfriend. And I kept that poor son of a bitch out of prison, and he has no idea that I even did that. But that's because I was being a good cop, and I was doing good police work. So I ended up saving the potential victim of being falsely accused of a heinous crime. But that's a thing. And this is what cops deal with, and it is very frustrating. All they want to do is get the bad guys. All they want to do is help you. That's literally all they want to do. They don't care about writing tickets. Cops don't care about writing tickets. Assholes that fucking jerk off to how many tickets they wrote that day are not cops. They're assholes in uniform. They might as well be Nazis. Whatever, they're getting their quota. Whoa, I was ordered to do that. When you can fix the problem with the warning. You can just pull them over. Hey, this is what's going on. The guy's not a bad guy. Everything's fucking kosher in the goddamn car. Go and see no more young man or little old lady or whatever. I hope to see you soon and everything's going to be okay. Go back to work. Be a productive citizen. Thank you very much for being a good person. That's how cops approach it. The politicians don't want that because then that would eat into their revenue. Because then they're going to get less tickets written. Cops want to help. This is who they are. Yes. Sex is great. But making the world less evil is way more important. Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. Sex is nothing compared to catching the bad guy. To getting the wolf to stop attacking the citizenry. This needs to be understood. The citizens need to know this. This is not taught in the police academy. It should be, but it isn't. Just like my Hammer of the State video should be taught in the police academy, and that's not either. And every citizen should know that as well, and they don't. But everybody's so busy holding their side because my guy's in charge. It's all bullshit. So think about it this way. If you run into a cop, odds are he just is trying to make the world a better place. If he's not a cop, if he's acting like a regular, just a robot in a uniform, he's a robot in a uniform. Be respectful, be polite. Don't give him an excuse to hammer you. Take care. I love all of you.